Hello subscribers, this is yours truly JBlue68 coming to you with yet another video. Today being May 25th, Wednesday, comic book day, and I'm going to do a different type of comic book haul. As many of you may well know, Marvel Studios released the full trailer for Thor Love and Thunder. They surprised us on Monday evening, my time being Eastern Standard Time at about 10 a.m. with the full trailer for Thor Love and Thunder. What a cool trailer, and I cannot wait. The movie comes out July the 8th. And I'm going to do a key comic book haul based off of the Thor Love and Thunder movie of what I'm thinking, will be key elements based from the comic books themselves on this particular Marvel movie and this particular Thor film. But before we get to this video, I want to say thank you. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for liking, sharing, and commenting. Please continue to do so and tap the notification bell so you can get more videos like this as I post them immediately. Well, before I actually show the comic books, I want to show these two figures, which I think I showed before. From the Thor Love and Thunder line, we have right here Thor himself. You see Thor Love and Thunder and his new armor. And they actually show him in the new armor in the new trailer. That is pretty cool. Very bright and shiny and colorful. And then beside him is the Mighty Thor, Jane Foster. There she is, the Mighty Thor. And she does, I said, why did they give her, I think I showed this figure and I said, why did they give her blonde hair? Because Natalie Portman is a brunette. Well, in the trailer, she actually has blonde hair. Right, and we're going to douse this light because it's kind of got a little glare going on there with the comics. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the comics themselves. That is a little dark. That's just a little dark. Let's see if we can get just a little bit more light, if possible. Move this back out of the way. Move her back out of the way. There we go. That's better. Much better. Okay. So, and coincidentally, we have what if Jane Foster had found the hammer of Thor. And of course, this is going to be one of the key elements to the movie where Jane Foster becomes the Mighty Thor. I've said before, Marvel doesn't just pull stuff out of their butt, they pull stuff out of their comic books. Well, this is from the True Believers re-release of this story. And again, the What If comic book line, of course, What If was on Disney+. What If started off in the comic books. And in this case, we specifically have a What If story again on Jane Foster. I'm not sure how old this is, but I believe this was published in either the early 80s or late 70s. But again, it's a reprint from the Marvel True Believers. And then we have Thor #1, when Jane Foster, a new story of when Jane Foster becomes the Mighty Thor. And this was written by Jason Aaron. Of course, some of the most noted writers of the Thor stories have been Jason Aaron, J. Michael Straczynski, and of recent, Donny Cates, who's done a fabulous job on the Thor stories. And that is a wonderful cover there. Okay, and that's #1. And then going to continue another #1 of the Mighty Thor, which shows how she became Thor. Jane Foster had actually concocted cancer. And as you see here right there, in the story, she was very sick. And they're going to do a different spin on how she becomes a Mighty Thor, I'm sure, in the movie versus the comic books. But yeah. But you see her all muscled up, and that's exactly how Natalie Portman looks like in the trailer. Natalie Portman is buffed, man. She really built herself up for this role. Very proud of her. And then here's a 3D version of this comic book, which I thought was so cool. It actually came with 3D glasses. That was so cool when they did that. What a wonderful way to sell comics. And then we have from the old line of Marvel Comics, the Mighty Thor, which features Doctor Strange on the cover there. And then there's Thor battling himself, and that's the armor that he has on in this with this action figure too. Same armor. So again, this stuff is nothing new, man. They're not just pulling stuff out of their butt. And I always say that. I say that to a best friend of mine, that Marvel doesn't do that. They pull stuff out of their comic books, man, which is cool. And here is another original old school Marvel title, Drax Destroyer. This is my Thor battling Drax. And of course, Drax is part of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And the Guardians will be featured in this new film. You've seen that in the teaser trailer. They're not in this trailer, but they are in the teaser trailer. And then another story of Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok, from Marvel Comics Group. This was published in, I don't know, 1978, I believe. I think the year is on here. Let me see if I can see that year. I see the year with my magnifying glass. Yep, 1978. Thor Ragnarok. So again, they don't pull stuff out of their you-know-what. And then here's Thor Ragnarok, based off the last movie, which was directed by Taika Waititi, who's also directing this movie. I thought Thor Ragnarok was excellent. Very well done. A lot of comedy, but it's well done comedy. And this was a prelude comic to the movie itself. Here's another one, and this actually features the cover from the movie The Dark World. But they're using it as a prelude to Thor Ragnarok. Okay. And there's Loki there, played of course by Tom Hiddleston. I wonder if he's going to make an appearance in this film. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. And then here the Thors battling each other. Thor, as we know Thor, with the Stormbreaker, and then there's Thor, Jane Foster with Mjolnir, of course. Okay. And then there's another comic, another cover there from this particular line, which was written by Jason Aaron. Yeah. Then here's another What If from the True Believers line. Or no, this is the same comic. Okay, so that's it for this particular line of comics. I have another group here of great comic book covers of the Thor saga, and this is J. Michael Straczynski, with art by, I think, is this Walt Simonson? Who is this? No, I'm sorry, Olivier Coppel. All right, I'm sorry. I know Walt Simonson was a writer for the Thor comics at one point, but yeah. And this is a trade. This is a what is this? Not trade paperback. This is actually a hardcover. One of the greatest stories I've ever read of Thor, by J. Michael Straczynski. And then here is Gore the God Butcher, how he actually looks in the comic books. Of course, it looks like they, make him look like different in the movie. Of course, he's being played by Christian Bale, who also played as Batman. But that's how the God Butcher looks like. That's what he's supposed to look like. You see the God Butcher, the Return of the God Butcher. And of course, he's going to be featured in the movie. And as I just mentioned, as you probably very well know if you've seen the trailers, or the new trailer, I don't have the action figure of him yet. I didn't really care for the action figure, but once I seen the trailer, I think I'm going to go ahead and buy it. Then here's another What If. What if Thor was raised by frost giants? And as I said before, What If is not, it's not new. The What If comics have been published for years and years and years. Here's another great story in the Thor line, Thor: Reign of Blood. Very good story to read, and this was actually an animated movie too, done years ago under the Lionsgate film line. Here's Thor: The Truth of History. I think this was a one-shot, good story. Who was the writer? Alan Davis, says here. Okay. And then here's the stories of the Valkyrie. Of course, Valkyrie will be featured in Thor: Love and Thunder. She was also featured in Thor Ragnarok. But these are stories of the original. This is Jane Foster as a Valkyrie, actually. Before Jane Foster, they start publishing her, or when they were publishing her as, okay, let me get this right. Jane Foster was also a Valkyrie, and she's also the Mighty Thor. I know that sounds weird, but that's how they did her in the comic books. They changed her from the Valkyrie to back to being the Mighty Thor, if that makes sense. Okay, beautiful covers here, and they actually show the horse too in the trailer. Very nice. There's a horse again. And forgive me, I forget the actress's name who's playing as Valkyrie. Nice looking young lady. She was in the last film, Thor Ragnarok, and she will be in this film as well. So very nice, very nice. This cover here reminds me of the poster that they have for the new Thor movie. Very similar. There's a lot of similarities. And again, they borrow from their own creations, which is what you should do, especially when you have a good product and a good line, right? And that's him reaching for Mjolnir with sunlight beaming down on him. All right, another cool cover there. Right. Oh, I don't know what happened here. Let's see. Let's turn this over, flip this around, see what's on it. Oh, it's the same comic. Okay. All right. And this is these are stories here written by Matt Fraction, another good writer, wonderful writer. Did a great job on the Thor stories. You see Thor all lit up there with all that thunder on him. All right. Yeah, so this is a Matt Fraction line. And this here is the beginning of the line written by Donnie Cates, who's done a fabulous job on the Thor stories. So, and that kind of ends this comic book haul on Thor. My dedication to the trailer that just came out. Looking forward to seeing the movie, of course, when it comes out. Again, which is, I believe, July the 8th. And again, if you haven't seen the trailer, peep it out right here on YouTube after you watch this video. Okay, so that's it. That's all, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Again, tap the notification bell so you can get more videos like this as I post them immediately. Peace, love, and thunder.